Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff gets top seed for National Bank Open in Montreal. American Coco Gauff will be the top seed at the National Bank Open tennis tournament in Montreal next week. Tennis Canada announced on Tuesday. Gauff, the world number 2, got the top bill after world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka withdrew last week, citing fatigue. Despite the world number 1, the NBO can boast having 32 of the top 35 players in the WTA rankings. Number 6 Qin Wenjing, who underwent elbow surgery last week, and number 10 Paula Badosa, who sustained a back injury at Wimbledon, are the only others who have backed out of the event so far. Having Coco Gauff, Iga Swiatek, and Jessica Pegula lead the draw, alongside rising stars like Mira Andreeva and Jasmine Paolini, and with nearly all of the world's top 32 players in attendance, this year's field is a true reflection of the incredible depth and talent we're seeing on the WTA Tour, said Valérie Tétrault, NBO Montreal's tournament director, in a statement from Tennis Canada. Leilani Fernandez is just one spot away from joining this elite group of seeds, highlighting the strength of this year's draw and giving Canadian tennis fans many players to cheer on. No Canadians are among the 32 seeded players, who will get first-round byes in the 96-player main draw. But Laval's Fernandez, ranked 36th in the world, will be next on the list if another seeded player bows out. Canadians given wild cards into the main draw are former U.S. Open champion Bianca Andreescu of Thornhill, Ontario, currently ranked 188th. Vancouver's Rebecca Marino, ranked 118th. Rising star Victoria Mboko of Burlington, Ontario, currently a career-high 88th. American-born Carson Branstein, 191st. London's Kayla Cross, 270th. Mississauga's Marina Stakusic, 142nd. And Westmount's Eugenie Bouchard, who announced this tournament would be her last. More wild cards are still to be announced. The men's tournament in Toronto has 3 seeded Canadians, Montrealers Felix Auger-Aliassime, number 24, and Gabriel Diallo, number 32, and Denis Shapovalov from Richmond Hill, Ontario, number 25. Vasek Pospisil of Vernon, British Columbia, has announced he, too, will retire after the National Bank Open. Remaining wild cards have yet to be announced. Liam Draxel of Newmarket, Ontario, is the only other Canadian in the top 200, ranked 147th overall. Alexander Zverev of Germany will be the top seed in the men's tournament, followed by American Taylor Fritz. The 4 other players in the top 6, number 1 Jannik Sinner, number 2 Carlos Alcaraz, number 5 Jack Draper, and number 6 Novak Djokovic, all withdrew because of injury or need to recover from injury. Related stories from Montreal Gazette New articles: world number 1 Sabalenka, top 10 player Badosa, withdraw from National Bank Open July 16, 2025. 5:58 p.m. Tennis Eugenie Bouchard to retire from tennis after Montreal tournament July 16, 2025. 2:54 p.m. Ascending to Canada, Coco Gauff takes the number 1 seed at the National Bank Open. Montreal, July 22, 2025. The red clay of Roland Garros has barely dried under her feet, yet Coco Gauff strides confidently into another peak moment of her 2025 campaign. Hot off her French Open triumph, Gauff has just been announced as the number 1 seed at the WTA event of the National Bank Open in Montreal, an achievement that marks her 2nd consecutive year topping the seedings at this prestigious tournament. TalkSport, plus 15. National Bank Open, plus 15. Coast Reporter, plus 15. A champion on the rise party popper. At just 20 years old, Gauff has already secured 2 Grand Slam singles titles, and the one from Roland Garros in June stands out for its sheer grit. She battled back from a first-set deficit to defeat Aryna Sabalenka in a riveting 3-set final, 6-7, 5, 6-2, 6-4. Reuters, plus 3. Wikipedia, plus 3. Wikipedia, plus 3. That victory not only underscored her physical endurance, but also revealed a mental steeliness beyond her years, a hallmark that makes her the perfect top seed in Montreal. Montreal's historic draw. In its first year, with a 96-player main draw and 12-day format, The National Bank Open is unparalleled in its depth and scale. With 32 seeds, including tennis luminaries like Iga Swiatek, number 2, and Jessica Pegula, number 3. Knowing Gauff leads the charge highlights her rising dominance. Tennis Canada Media Center. +2. National Bank Open. +2. National Bank Open. +2. Previous runs have seen her reach the quarterfinals in 3 of her 4 appearances in Canada, yet the elusive title has remained just out of reach. Until now. Why this matters? From a marketing standpoint, Gauff's appeal is undeniable. Her athleticism, eloquence, and authenticity resonate globally. On court, she brings a blend of explosive power and agile strategy that sets her apart. To top it all off, this ranking reflects her consistency. Perched at WTA number 2, she bests 6-time Grand Slam champion Iga Swiatek and multiple-term Montreal champ Jessica Pegula to claim top billing. The Albertan. +4. National Bank Open. +4. National Bank Open. +4. The path forward. Receiving a first-round bye, Gauff starts her campaign on Tuesday, July 29th, or Wednesday, July 30th. She'll open against the victor of a clash between 2 lower-ranked entrants. From there, anticipation builds. Can Gauff channel her French Open confidence into a historic Canadian title? The stakes are high. First Montreal title. Despite deep runs, Gauff has never lifted the Canadian trophy. Fending off elite rivals, Iga Swiatek looms as a formidable adversary. Home crowd dynamics. With rising Canadian stars just outside the seeds, local supporters are eager for Gauff's ascent. Studio microphone, tournament directors backing. Valerie Tatro of Tennis Canada praised the lineup, noting, having Coco Gauff, Iga Swiatek, and Jessica Pegula lead the draw is a true reflection of the incredible depth and talent we're seeing on the WTA Tour. Wikipedia. +3. Tennis Canada Media Center. +3. National Bank Open. +3. By affirming the expansion and strengthening of the event, her statement underscores why Gauff's top seed is symbolic of more than just racket rankings. It's heralding a landmark moment for the tournament's evolution. In summary, Coco Gauff, fresh off a French Open title, is the number 1 seed in Montreal for the 2nd year running. She leads the deepest ever WTA draw in the event's history. As the crowd favorite and top-ranked player, she's poised to chase that elusive first Canadian trophy with momentum, polish, and purpose. Will Gauff convert her hard-earned momentum into Montreal gold? From July 29th onward, the sport will be watching closely. But for now, her top seed status is a resounding affirmation of her place at the top of women's tennis. Under the glowing lights of IGA Stadium, the city of Montreal braces itself for the return of the National Bank Open from July 26th to August 7th, 2025. A historic sight buzzing with anticipation. It's where legends have been born. This year, though, all eyes are on one name, Coco Gauff, the American prodigy who arrives not just as a star, but as the number 1 seed. As of July 21st, 2025, official WTA rankings confirmed the hierarchy. Coco, sitting at world number 2, earns the top seed in Montreal for the 2nd consecutive year. Wikipedia. +10. National Bank Open. +10. Tennis Canada Media Center. +10. Tennis Canada Media Center. It's a testament to her consistency, talent, and growing legacy. Direct hit why seed number 1 matters. First round bye. With a 96-player draw and top 32 players seeded, Coco skips the opening round. She begins her campaign fresh on July 29th to 30th, fully rested and ready for battle. National Bank Open. +1. Tennis Canada Media Center. +1. Clear path. Heightened pressure. The draw offers fewer early hurdles, but with that comes the weight of expectation. To reach for her first NBO crown, every set becomes a statement, and every match a narrative. Battle of the Stars. Behind her loom superstars like Iga Swiatek, number 2 seed, and Jessica Pegula, number 3, already 2-time Montreal champion, each poised to challenge her path to the trophy. National Bank Open. Wikipedia. +1. Wikipedia. +1. Glowing star Coco Gauff, from prodigy to powerhouse. A dynamic journey. At just 20, Gauff has already climbed the peaks of tennis. 2025 French Open champion. In June in Paris, she claimed her second Grand Slam singles title, defeating Aryna Sabalenka in an epic three-set final, 6-7, 6-2, 6-4. Wikipedia. +10. Wikipedia. +10. Wikipedia. +10. WTA dominance. Her year features standout wins, clinching the China Open title in October 2024, triumphing at the WTA Finals, where she became the youngest winner since Sharapova in 2004, and pushing beyond expectations in top-tier events like Stuttgart, Madrid, and Rome. Wikipedia. +1. Wikipedia. +1. No wonder Tennis Canada tapped her as their anchor. She brings fierce athleticism and charisma, and the kind of moments that electrify a crowd. The Montreal mystery. Even with quarterfinal appearances in 3 of her 4 previous visits, the elusive NBO trophy remains out of her grasp. National Bank Open. +1. Tennis Canada Media Center. +1. Seeded number 1, she's now uniquely poised to rewrite her own narrative. Brain the mental game, knowing what it counts. The pressure at a big tournament like this isn't just physical, it's mental. As top seed, Gauff will now need more focus than ever. Crowd expectation. The Montreal crowd, respectful yet passionate, knows they're witnessing a young icon in the making that can either buoy an athlete or crack their composure. Pressure in practice. Every shot in warm-ups, every rally builds into tomorrow's highlight reel. Gauff's coaches and team will be there to reinforce her one-point-at-a-time philosophy. Redemption arc. Having fallen in her opening match last year, despite being top seed, Gauff knows the sting of disappointment. Now she's distance wiser and more determined. Crossed towards the contenders. Who's blocking the throne? Montreal's draw is chock full of talent. Iga Swiatek, Poland, a 6-time Grand Slam champion and the number 2 seed. A fierce competitor hungry for more clay court success. Wikipedia. +4. Wikipedia. +4. Talksport. +4. Wikipedia. +11. National Bank Open. +11. Tennis Canada Media Center. +11. Jessica Pegula, USA. Champion in 2023 and 2024. Aiming for a historic NBO three-peat. She's the one scoring the benchmark for Gauff. National Bank Open. +1. Tennis Canada Media Center. +1. Mira Andreeva, at number 4 seed. This rising talent represents youthful unpredictability mixed with raw ambition. Wikipedia. +3. National Bank Open. +3. Tennis Canada Media Center. +3. With names like Madison Keys, Elena Rybakina, and Alina Svitolina also lurking deeper in the draw, Coco's path could cross with a Grand Slam caliber showdown before the final. Sparkles the broader canvas. Montreal's magic and tournamentscape. Montreal's National Bank Open is more than a tennis event. It's a festival, an atmosphere. Expanded 12-day format. Introduced this year with 96 players and alternating court schedules, the tournament promises smoother logistics and more rest for players. Coast Reporter. +6. National Bank Open. +6. Tennis Canada Media Center. +6. Roger Federer's former stage and local legends. The rooftop terraces, acoustic echoes, and local wildcards, like the return of Jeannie Bouchard, create narrative layers that run deeper than scores. Canadian pride. Though no Canadian women cracked the seeds this year, national hope rides on players like Leila Annie Fernandez, just missing a top 32 berth. National Bank Open. +1. Tennis Canada Media Center. +1. These elements combine to produce an emotional backdrop. Imagine Coco walking onto center court. A hushed silence, then thunderous applause. A moment she likely lived in dreams, now realized, and ripe with possibility. Books a creative retelling. Coco's journey to number 1 seed. Dawn of a dream. In a humid early July, long before the racket strobes and brand-fit shoots, Coco sat in her coach's room. Eyes flickered between screens showing past Montreal matches, quarterfinals, some heartbreak, but always hunger. Across calendars, she sought the moment that felt destined. The spark in Paris. Walking off the Parisian clay as champion in June 2025, her mind raced ahead. This wasn't just another title, it was a statement. An omen. In that moment, she whispered to herself, Montreal, Montreal, Montreal. Arrival in Toronto, on Zverev's shadow. With Toronto's men's event awarding top seed to Alexander Zverev, headlines read, Coco Gauff and Alexander Zverev atop their draws. A shared moment of supremacy on both tours. Coast reporter. +3. National Bank Open. +3. National Bank Open. +3. Yet Coco's focus stayed fixed north to Quebec, where she'd crossed the border between promise and performance. The first service in Montreal. Walking onto court for her first match, racket loose. She exhaled. The crowd filled the stands. A favorite for the title, yes, but also a target for every opponent. The tricky serve, the precise ground strokes. Each first hit resonates. She crafted it all to this moment. Trophy looking ahead, what this seed could mean. First NBO crown, capping off her French Open success. It would cement her status as a hard-court force. Momentum toward U.S. Open, with rankings and form ascending. Confidence in play would skyrocket. Symbolic mastery. Light and shade, clay and hard court, youth and poise. All reflected in that trophy. Seeded number 1, Coco now stands at a crossroads between expectation and legacy. All eyes on Montreal. Clapperboard the final act, a hypothetical scenario. Quarterfinal, a tense 3-set battle versus Pegula, where Coco digs deep to prevail. Semi-final, Swiatek awaits, a clay rival turned hardcourt combatant. The match swings on match points and mental will. Final, against a rising star like Andreeva or a seasoned rival, Coco plays free, gritty, and precise. She holds her nerve, lets out a primal roar, and the seams of fate begin to tear. She lifts the trophy under Montreal lights. Rain of confetti blending national pride and personal triumph. The city remembers forever,